a 3-wire number 10. The 3 wires are open at the far end. It's cut off and taped up, the 3 individual wires that are in that Romex cable. The other end of that Romex cable, all those ends are put together and connected to the counterpoise terminal. And then I have another piece of Romex, which is another piece of 12-2. And that piece of 12-2 runs all the way down the fence, probably 70 or 80 feet in a different direction, not under the antenna. Same thing, cut at the end, taped up, not touching ground, and it's laid out along the base of the fence. So those 2 types of counterpoises, you can find that they change the directionality of the antenna on the higher bands. They'll do nothing for you on 40 and 80 and 160 except help the antenna couple better to your radio. That's all they will do. But on the higher bands, having those counterpoise wires is effective for directionality. I don't recommend using an inverted L as a beam, okay, because it's kind of silly, but it does have gain, and it is remarkable once you put that antenna together and use that specific geometry. Sloper antennas, well, you know, the low end of the sloper is where you're going to get the signals coming in from. So if that antenna box, that balun is mounted at, let's say, 4 feet, and it slopes up, and it goes up, let's say, 60, 80, 100 feet or so, in the direction of the low end of the antenna, that's the direction you're going to receive signals, just like a standard sloper looks like an 80-meter dipole that's sloped down. That's exactly how you're going to receive those signals. And it does change the feed point impedance, the geometry of the antenna, but it is a high impedance antenna, 2,000 to 5,000 ohms. Important note, and note here, on certain frequencies when running power in excess of, let's say, even in excess of 300 or 400 watts, the end of the antenna, if you're running 1,000 watts, the end of the antenna could have up to 3,000 volts on it. That's why we use insulators, guys. This is W2ADX. I'm going to be open for questions about end-fed antennas and counterpoise.